want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies to you right now. You're sure with DJ Red. It is the Ice Tray. Back on a Tuesday. Haven't been on in a while, right? We weren't on last week, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Once again, you're truly with DJ Red on the ones and twos right now. Give you some time. Get your friends, text your friends, tell your friends. It's getting ready to go down right now. Getting ready to go down right now. Once again, make sure you tell a friend, text a friend, let them know what's going on right now. It is the Ice Tray. Tonight we're going to be talking about money. Money. Great ways to save it. Shout out to Medea checking in right now. Make sure you hit that bat phone, hit the bat phone. TK, what's going on, my brother? Let me see let's see how good my Spanish is. TK aficionado. Y'all make sure y'all check it out, all right? Tobacco Kennedy Cigars, TK Cigars, all right? I had a couple myself. Not too strong, just right. Go with a good drink. Once again, you're chilling with DJ Red on the ones and twos right now. We got a lot to cover because we weren't on last week. We got a lot to cover this week. We got a lot to cover. Waiting on everybody to get in real quick so we can get this thing going, all right? Once again, this week's show. We got plenty of ways for you to save money just by things that you do every day. No, you don't have to go out and bring people in and stuff like that. No, this is stuff that you normally do every day. Just want to share it with you, right? Shout out to Audrey Johnson. Thank you for tuning in. Over on Facebook. Shout out to everyone on Facebook. Not Mixcloud tonight. No Mixcloud tonight. Everyone that's on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. All right, she said she done the calls. Get ready to kick this thing going off real quick, all right? Skate on Mars, just stopping by to show some love. All right, we appreciate you. Matter of fact, again, y'all might want to stick around. Got plenty of ways for y'all to save money. We talking about money tonight. We talking about money tonight. We talking about money tonight. I gotta hit you back up on that, Madea. Honestly, I don't know, but I'm gonna hit you back up on that one. We might have to do a little cooking show too. I got plenty of recipes, especially for everyone that like desserts and stuff. All right, easy stuff. Once again, your truly one DJ Red on the ones and twos right now, waiting on Miss Peachy to get in real quick. I know I sent her the link late. I had a little technical difficulty, but I fixed it. Ooh, and the doorbell rang. Bringing Peachy in a little bit, y'all. Give me a second. Make sure I got my audio right. Peachy, you on? Yep. Oh, all right. Hang on. I got something playing. Oh, there we go. I got something playing in the background. I'm trying to find where it's at. I got something playing in the back. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, so let's bring in Miss Peachy. Check your audio one more time for me.
Can you hear me? Testing. Can you hear me?
It's clear now. I had to change up some things. I apologize, y'all. I was running late. I had to change up some things, change up the controller, and change up some connections and stuff. Just wanted to, in the future, bring y'all better shows, so to speak. So that's my fault, getting on here late. All right. So Peachy, what's going on?
Wash my hair and stuff. I was like, oh, we're not going on tonight?
Nah, yeah. We going on.
I got wet hair and all that stuff.
Oh no! Oh, for real? Oh yeah, you did say that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, hang on. Let me pull up this other chat here. There we go. I had to see the chat. I had to change my monitor. Somebody donated a monitor to me. I actually gave you two. So
donations are always good.
Always good. So shout out to everyone that's on right now. Skate on Mars on YouTube, Madea on Twitch, Audrey Johnson on Facebook, TK Cigars on Facebook. Let me see who am I, and I know there's some others that's on there that haven't commented yet, but that's cool though. So Peachy, we weren't on last week.
Nope.
We weren't on last week. Y'all know me, family first. Last week, Tuesday, I celebrated with my mom her birthday and my youngest daughter's birthday at the same day, April 27th. So it was real good that we do that every year with them. So family first. That's only. There's no excuses. Family first.
Number one. Yep.
Yeah. So what we've been missing for the last week and a half. Almost 2 weeks, actually. 2 weeks, right?
Yes. Well, let's start with the most recent. Of course, Derek Chauvin, they filed an appeal.
Oh
So
Lord.
we expected that to happen anyway. So that's nothing good. Is going to come of that. I'm speaking that into existence right now. There were a lot of things Joe Biden that he's run into some opposition about his new bill that he's introducing, but it can be very beneficial for a lot of people. They're talking about community college for free. He's raising taxes on people who need their taxes raised, and a lot of cuts for people who really need the financial assistance. They're also talking about extending unemployment and adding all those other incentives in for people to get um, the money they need. And I know it's always up in the air, the Republicans and the Democrats talking about, you're spending too much money or we need more taxes. But at the end of the day, it's all about people and taking care of our own. And if we can give millions and trillions to other countries, absolutely, we need to start taking care of home first.
Let me jump on that real quick because I had a conversation with I'm gonna call him my Cuban brother, and we've always talked about this during the pandemic, how certain other countries are probably getting more money per month than
Absolutely.
the U.S. is giving their own. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of dumbfounded as to why is that? It's supposed to be the best country in the world. Why aren't we getting more than other countries?
Well, let's just start with the unemployment and we'll just start with Florida. Florida has one of the lowest unemployment rates, and it's been forever. $275 a week. Who can live off of that?
Not not me.
And when it was brought to DeSantis, when it was brought to him,
No, you was right.
you know,
You was right.
he didn't see anything wrong with that amount, which is so embarrassing because inflation has gone up so much. The cost of food has gone up so much. The cost of goods and services has gone up so much. So how can you really expect people to take care of their families on 275 a week? That's ridiculous. But I digress. So on to brighter things. So if you guys have not seen Without Remorse on Amazon Prime with the only Michael B. Jordan, you missed a good movie.
I watched it twice.
I did too.
I watched it twice.
I watched it twice as well. And yes, my dear, it is a shortage on chicken. I watched it twice, almost a third time, because as a writer, I watch movies 3 times or more because each time I'm watching for something different.
Yeah, every time that you watch it, not just with that movie, but with any movie, you'll always find something in there that I didn't notice that the first time.
Right. And so I think he did a phenomenal job. A lot of people were saying, it's so different from the book. If you aren't a Tom Clancy fan, let me give you a little bit of background. If you haven't been watching the Jack Ryan series on Amazon Prime, seasons 1 and 2, please go watch it. And so one of the main characters is Greer's niece. She's one of the main characters along with Michael B. Jordan, and she does a great job as the young lady from Queen and Slim, if you are familiar with that movie. And so this is a real treat. Yes, it is. It varies from the book, but again, it stands alone on itself. So it's a really good book, and they kind of did a foreshadowing of the next one to come. So just stay tuned for that and make sure you check that out. If you haven't seen Mortal Kombat,
Not yet.
check that out on
Not
HBO
yet.
Max. In terms of that, I am a true Mortal Kombat fan.
I
So I
haven't
have
watched
mixed
it yet.
feelings about, I think the storyline was okay, but it wasn't Mortal Kombat because they didn't have all the people in it, So I'm still feeling some type of way a little bit because they didn't have everybody in there. So there's foreshadowing that as well, but they should have had everybody in there. They might not even get to make a Mortal Kombat 2. So.
Ooh.
Marvel Universe has released their list of upcoming movies. We've been waiting for Black Widow. That will be out in July.
They got like about 5 or 6 movies coming out, right?
Absolutely. And they also came up with the title for the next Black Panther, which comes out next May, Wakanda Forever. So look for that as well. But Marvel has 4 movies coming out this year, I believe. I believe it's Black Widow, Miss Marvel, and 2 others. They come out this year. So the Marvel Universe is alive and well. So if you are a Marvel Universe fan like I am, we have a lot of things to discuss and celebrate.
Yep. Shout out to the Wallace family checking in right now from Indiana. I think, yeah, Indiana. Yep. Shout out to all of my Filipinos as well, locked in.
Indiana. One time for Purdue University Boilermakers in Indiana.
Yep. That's why we got that shortage of chicken, huh?
Yes. And and I went to this restaurant and they told me we don't have any chicken. The chicken wings are very, very small. So that's alive and well. So if you're looking for chicken wings from restaurants, chances are you won't be able to get them, or they won't be as abundant as they used to be.
Okay. And there was something else that I was missing. I know I should have took down my notes.
It's been so much stuff. I just have a whole bunch of stuff. I have a whole list of things, but I'm just trying to get into what we have to talk about today because it's so important. So
hang on. Matter of fact, I remember one thing that I was supposed to do. One quick thing. Wallace Life said in chlorine shortage. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And you can go maskless. CDC, I would be remiss to not say this. So the CDC released something saying, released a notification saying that if you are fully vaccinated, you can go maskless. I still don't recommend that, but they're saying that you can. They're also saying that 53% of people, I think it was 53% of people who have gotten vaccinated with the first shot never showed up to take the second shot. So you're really still playing Russian roulette with this COVID thing, and numbers are starting to rise again, as are deaths. So just everyone still be vigilant. I don't care if you've been vaccinated or not. We need to protect each other. You don't know who you're around who hasn't been vaccinated. And so it will be wise possibly to still wear your mask. And then there are still studies of people who have been fully vaccinated that are still catching COVID. So
yeah. Okay.
Keep that in mind as we bob and weave, y'all.
Yeah. One of the things that I remember I wanted to bring up, which follows up with that, I still feel that I see it with my own 2 eyes, have seen it. People still do not take this thing seriously. Let me break it down like this real quick. I can name names, classmates, friends that have died from COVID, right? A couple of weeks ago, I went to go do a generator rental, and I'm going to say it was well over 100 people there, probably 2. I couldn't find enough people on one hand that was wearing masks.
Right.
So, I mean,
it's scary. It's scary.
Yeah. People are not taking it seriously. People are not taking it seriously. I've known people that got it and gotten real sick. I've known people that got it and didn't recover from it, that died from it. And, people are not taking it seriously. When I was done with that event, I didn't offload any equipment. I just came home and went straight to the shower. Don't have my daughter come by me. No, just go straight in the shower. That's just how dirty I felt with being out there. Shout out to, hang on, let me go back up.
All 3 of my sisters were served.
No chicken, I guess it's beef. I'll keep wearing my mask until I see the numbers the way down to normal. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Mr. Wallace.
And one time, Medea, yes, thank God, all 3 of her sisters were involved in a car crash. And it could have been seriously fatal, but it wasn't. And so, thank goodness that didn't happen.
All right. And yeah. And shout out to Mo's checking in right now.
Mo Smith Jr.
Hey, what's up, Miss Peachy?
Hey.
What's going on, my brother from another mother?
I am amazing.
What's up, Red? How y'all doing?
We're good.
I'm good. I can't complain. I'm alive and well.
Good. Amen to that. God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is
God is
good.
good.
There we go. Okay,
Tell
okay.
You know
somebody.
what? I
Okay.
did
Tell
that.
somebody.
I did that at a little housewarming party. Oh, shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Musangi. They getting ready to move into that house. They had a little housewarming, or I can't call it a party. It was a get together, but it ended up being a party with just close family and friends and stuff. Shout out to them. And I forgot who said the blessing, and I said, all right. And I got on the mic. God is good. They said all the time. And some people said all the time. And I said, all right, tomorrow ain't promised now. God is good. So everybody started saying it then. So hey, he's been better to us than we have been to ourselves.
And
Yeah.
you know what? And that's so true. And I know people say, okay, I'm spiritual and I'm not religious and all these things. But one thing is for certain, if you look over your life, and I don't care who you are and where you're from, if you look over your life and if you can't see where you've been and how far you've come and know that you didn't do it by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to kind of check some things and reevaluate some things, because we don't do this thing on our own.
Nope.
Period.
Shout out to Wasi, another brother of mine. Wasi is my tech guy. Any of my repairs, I take it over to Wasi. And Wasi is also a strong believer in God first, and stuff like that. So we both have the same beliefs, and we didn't find out that we were going to the same church until I don't know how many year or so after. Shout out
to church.
Yeah, we
go to church. You don't know your members.
It's a big church.
It's a big church. Okay,
It's
I
a
was
big
say it
church.
must be a mega church.
It's yeah, it is. It's Faith Center. Faith Center.
Oh yeah. Pastor
Fernandez.
Don't say no, Fernandez. Henry Fernandez and his wife.
Yeah. Okay, so shout out to Wasi, shout out to Pam checking in right now. I see you, Pam.
Hi, all everybody out there.
There we go.
Yeah, facing. I went to facing it early on, about 20-some years ago. When they first started it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, that was Faith Center was the second date that me and my wife went on. We went out to eat first, and then the second date was there, and I fell in love with the church. So.
Oh, you stepped it up right away. She knew you were serious when you took her to church.
Yeah.
The man laid hands on, like he just don't want to just lay hands on me. He gonna let another man lay hands on me, but in the right way. And then
that's a whole other conversation about how to play with God.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna play no church.
Whole other conversation.
But Red, you knew when you took her to church. You knew, because anytime a man
she invited me. She invited me.
Oh, so she knew.
Yeah, she knew. She invited me.
She knew right and
yeah, she invited me. The last church that I went to before that, I'll leave that for a whole nother show, but there was some prophesizing going on, and nothing that bishop or whatever his title was, nothing that he said was a lie. I'm gonna just put it like that. So
he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Him and his wife.
That would be a whole entire show.
That would be the whole entire show, because that
clothing in the church.
Yeah, that thing there, he was prophesizing, and I'm sitting here looking like
pastors.
Yeah.
We can have a whole conversation on that.
Yep. We can. So, any more in the celebrity news or anything, Peachy?
It's always something going on in celebrity news, but we've kind of covered everything.
Okay.
Nothing to, of course, the funerals. DMX's funeral was so sad.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen some of it. Whatever.
Let's see. Vanessa Bryant released limited edition Mambacita clothing line for Gianna's birthday, which was yesterday, I believe, or day before yesterday.
And we did mention that she didn't renew the contract with
Nike either.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Which is so weird for when I think about it. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sometimes you need to keep residual income. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of money to be turning down, especially in these times.
Yeah, and I mean that was just income just for no reason. So, you just wonder sometimes who's advising in the background.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe everybody go through their personal grievance a
Right.
little different. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Maybe it had a lot to do with that. You know, but that's a lot of money to be turning down, boy.
What
I
you
told my
say?
And guess what? That's what
I
that's
can't
what we're
take the
talking
bait.
about tonight
You
is
must be
money.
upset.
That's what we're
'Cause
talking about tonight is money.
'Cause I told my kids though, like I told my kids wait until you get money. You know how you had people had a rest in peace on the back of their car, and a rest in heaven on the back of their car, of my father and stuff like that. I told my kids, I said, you put my name on the back of a raggedy ass car, I'm gonna hunt you every night. Every night. Right before you get ready to lay down with your boo-boo, I'm gonna be right there looking at you.
You gonna hunt? Oh my
I'm
goodness.
gonna hunt them every night. Wait till you get a new car. Get your credit up. Keep your credit. That's why I say keep your credit up. But you put my name on a regular car, I'm gonna hunt your ass. That go for anybody. I'm gonna hunt you.
Wow.
Wait till you
But
get your new car.
that credit is it's funny that you talked about credit. I guess Red, you can segue into that because tonight we're talking about money.
Hang on. Also, the Wallace Life was saying Black Rob as well. Yep. Rest in peace, Black Rob as well.
Oh, yeah.
And Shock G.
Right?
Shock G.
Yeah.
Shock G. Mhm.
Yep.
Hunt
We lost
again.
3 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to all of them and the condolences to their families.
Yep.
All right. So let's get on to the money part.
The shmoney. The shmoney.
Shmoney part. All right. So information that we're giving you is from my own experience. And I'm gonna just be the first to say right now, back in the day, I knew how to F up some money. Easily. By the time you get paid, money was already gone. Check cash, well, not check cash store, the what's the payday loans and stuff like that. Yeah, I used to hit all of them. I stopped all of that stuff. Started learning how to pay stuff on time and how to save money and this, that, and the third or whatever. So me and Peachy were talking recently about Bitcoin, stock markets and stuff like that. So we were talking about some money. We were talking about some money. So I got a couple of tips that I'm gonna start off with that probably might help some people. Save some money here and there, whatever. One of them is shout out to my cousin checking in right now, LaToya, Miss Barker.
Hey, Latoya.
Miss Barker.
Yeah.
Latoya.
All right, so one of them that I'm gonna mention is an app that I use for gas, and it's called Get Upside. None of these companies are paying me to say any of this stuff or whatever. This is stuff that I use on a regular. So y'all can check if you're on your computer and you're watching or whatever. You can get your phone. If you go to the gas station, this is an app that you definitely want to have. It's called Get Upside. What it does is, let's say you open up the app, and it'll find the nearest gas station that's working with that app within that area. Once you go to the gas station, for example, I think the gas was $2.71 when I filled up yesterday, and I might have got like 8 cents off. So with that 8 cents off per gallon, that money there that you get off goes back into the app. Okay. Then once you go into the app, once you accumulated enough funds in there that you want to cash it out, there's several different ways that you can cash out. You can get a check through mail. You can get it paid back through PayPal. Right now, I just cashed in mine, I think, a couple of weeks ago. I'm back up to like $9.37 in there right now. The stuff that you can cash it out on, hang on. Ace Hardware, Amazon, AMC Theaters, Apple Gift Card, Applebee's, Bed Bath & Beyond, Blooming Brands, Cabela's, Chili's, which is my favorite spot. I'm going to show y'all how that works in a minute. Chipotle, CVS Pharmacy, Domino's, Dunkin' Donuts, Google Play, Home Depot, which I think they just added on there. Kohl's, Lowe's, Nike, On the Border, Panera Bread, Starbucks, Taco Bell, Target, Walmart, and like I said, PayPal, and you can get it by check. So, for example, I like going to Chili's. So when I get that, let's say I got like, I think last time I cashed it out, like maybe about $40 or $50, right? Once you cash that out, within, I think, 12 hours or so, they're going to send you the email for the gift card for that one that you cash out on. Once you go and order your food or whatever, you say, okay, well, hey, I got this gift card here. They put in the code on that. All of that money comes off of that. I still have money left on 3 different gift cards right now. So all of my food for Chili's, the last couple of times that I went there, I haven't paid anything except for the tip. I always get them the tip in cash. So that was one way on that one.
And so that's Get Upside. That's the name of the app.
Get Upside, yes.
Okay, Get Upside.
I'm trying to see if I could have put a link in there.
Well, I'm just learning from all these years. I'm just learning from debit cards to versus using your credit card. All the years my debit card was in vain.
We going
And I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. And you know what I mean? Like, I put like $1,000. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you get your $1,000 credit line or whatever. You got your bills. You got to pay your light bill, your water bill, your rent, and so forth, and your phone bill. So you know what I'm saying? And when you pay that every month, which I do, period. You know what I'm saying? And I pay it on time or ahead of time, mostly ahead of time. It builds your credit, you know what I mean? And normally I just pay with check or whatever, and just, you know what I'm saying? I'm leaving. I'm not accumulating the credit like I'm supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? I found that out later on in life. I like, you know what? The hell with a debit card, it don't do you no good. So if you know what I'm saying, get your credit card with a secure credit line on it or whatever, and use the hell out of that. But make sure you pay it off on time during the due date, whatever. If you pay your bills on time, because it helps build your credit. And
right.
You know what I mean? I was paying attention to it at one point in my life, and then I got slack, and for like the next decade or so, I like, the hell with it. I'm using my debit card.
Hang on, let me jump back on something real quick. I just put in the link for Get Upside, and you can use that code right there. If you use that code, the SZVZQ, I think you get like 25 cents off 25 cents off per gallon the first time that you use it. And I know that they had something else on there before. I'm not sure if they still have it. I think they was giving you back like $5 or $6 the first time you use it, plus the 25 cents off a gallon.
Let me write this code down right now.
Yep, that's why I put it in the comment section. Matter of fact, it's showing up on YouTube. Let me copy it real quick.
Oh, it's freezing in here. Jeez.
What's the temperature in your place, Miss Peachy?
I used to keep it on 68.
Oh yeah, that's cold. That's a little nippy.
But no, today it's on 72, but it's been cold in here like all day at 72. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? But
all right. And then going back to what you were saying, Mose, with paying out the credit card. Yes, pay off your credit card. Here's another little trick that I learned from someone else. Let's say you buy something and you spent $100 on your credit card. Whatever your minimum is, you can pay that, and then it'll just prolong that. Or you can pay the minimum and then pay off the balance like the following week or whatever before that monthly cycle is up. And now what you're doing is tricking the system to thinking that you made 2 payments when really you just paid it off.
Right.
And what it does is it probably pushes up your credit limit, not the credit score, but the limit on a card as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little trick.
And so there's another app. Well, if you have T-Mobile, on the T-Mobile Tuesdays, if you have that app, every Tuesday on their Thankful Tuesday, Shell has a promotion and you get 10 cents off to use at Shell. So if you have Shell rewards, which I do, So I have 5 or 10 cents depending on what day it is, or how often I use it. 10 cents is added to that as well. So
Matter of fact, if you got Metro, you might have got that text message also. I just got that text message.
really, okay.
Yep.
So they just
Because
Metro
it's
now.
because Metro is under
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then what we're talking about rebates. There used to be a company called Ebates, but now it's called Rakuten. And when you register whatever store that you go to, you can get money back. And I used to be a shopaholic, so I used to get big checks from them.
Shut,
What you shopaholic on? Shoes?
Shout out
What
to
was
Kate
your shop? What
Cravers.
was your addiction?
Clothes and shoes and Bath and Body Works and all that
Okay.
stuff. I am reformed. But I still hit up the semi-annual sale at Bath and Body Works. I cannot tell a lie. But you get a lot of money, and they have almost every store there, from food to regular stores. I think it's even a grocery store in there. So think of Rakuten, Rakuten, and get paid to shop, people.
All right. Kate Craver.
Dollars to work.
Kate Craver said that her score moved up 30 points within a month, and she said it does work with
It does.
making that double payment.
Yes,
Making a
it
double
does.
payment.
Making a double payment.
How you do that again? You do
So-
it like a week before the due date.
You could do it. You could do it anytime within that
during the
month. Long as
But
you
then
make,
sure
long as you make
pay
2
off and then
payments.
pay it again right before the cycle ends.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
my credit went up in a month 62 points
Right.
62.
recently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. I've heard of a couple of people who have done it already. I haven't tried it, but I checked with my brother on it. My brother's real big on finances and stuff like that, and he said, yeah, it'll work. You just gotta keep consistent with it.
And work the system.
Right.
You definitely have to
Don't
work
let the system work you.
Right.
No.
Make that money. Don't let it make you.
Mm-mm.
But when we're talking about saving money, there are a lot of blogs and things that you can go to read that will give you tips and advice, like the Simple Dollar or Wise Bread, blogs that talk about investing and all these different things, how to make a budget. So, as we move forward, each week we're going to be talking about things like making a budget and how to make the most of your budget and stuff like that. But so I'm going to go back to Bitcoin. So in case you don't know what cryptocurrency is, this is becoming the hot thing on the market, and it is not new. Cryptocurrency has been around for a while. There were some people who invested heavily when it was very, very cheap. And then, a lot of people were on the fence because they didn't realize how lucrative it would become. And Bitcoin is poised to become the currency that we may be using moving forward. A lot of people don't really think that's going to happen, but you just never know. Banks have started moving toward accepting the cryptocurrency and recognizing it as a formidable way to do business. And then a lot of stores are starting to now take Bitcoin as opposed to money. Nas and Kevin Durant, they made a whole bunch of money when Coinbase went public the other day.
I think so, yeah.
And so one thing I will say, when you're dealing with cryptocurrency and blockchain money, make sure your wallets are secure. Make sure your Bitcoin wallets are secure. Make sure you remember your passcodes and stuff, because a lot of these blockchains are, if you don't remember your passcode, you're just out of gas and you will lose all your Bitcoin. There are some fake Bitcoin out there, so make sure you do your research, and maybe we'll do some research on that and show everybody how to do it. But make sure you do your research before you invest in Bitcoin. But right now it's very lucrative, and if you can get in right now, you stand to make a lot of money.
And let me give y'all some easy ways to get in on that. Again, using simple stuff that you do every day. Cash App. Almost everyone that I know has Cash App. Yeah. Cash App I started getting into Bitcoin through the Cash App. Even today, just added some more money to the Bitcoin just by going to Wendy's. Whatever I think my purchase was like $13 or whatever it was, and 10% of that discount that you would normally get back from off of Cash App, which I'm gonna explain that part also. A lot of people don't know about Cash App with the boost on there. The 10% that you would save on there goes towards the Bitcoin. So there's a couple of times that I've done it already, and it starts to accumulate within the Bitcoin. And with just like the stocks, it goes up and comes down or whatever within the first day. I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, dang, I didn't do nothing, and there goes $100 almost. I left it in there. I didn't touch it yet. Let me go back real quick on the Cash App. So on Cash App, if you got your Cash App card, if you don't have a card, you can order your card through the app itself. On your Cash App card, when you click on the picture for the card, at the bottom of it, you might see something on there. I'm going to tell you exactly what should be on there this week. Every week they change it. So this week, if you look on the bottom of it, it says, it might say no boost added or something like that. You want to click that on. Once you click that on, the first thing you'll see on there is 20% off each order for DoorDash. I don't order DoorDash. I like to go get my own food. I've seen too many videos where people drinking other people's food or whatever. I mean, drinking drinks and whatnot. If you swipe over, Shake Shack. I used it there before. 15% off one order. Next to that, Burger King. I used it this morning. 5% off. GoPuff, 20% off each order. Goat, 5% off each order. Fight Club. What else? Any grocery store. Give y'all a trick on something. Y'all like to drink wine on Tuesday nights, okay? So if you like the Teleport wine that I be getting, you can go to Publix. You can buy up to 4 bottles of them. And you can still use the discount from off of that, and it would take off 5% off of that. You buy up to 4 bottles, and Publix give you a free bag holder for it. Any coffee shop.
We're in no way promoting alcoholism.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Drink.
You say 4 bottles? Yee.
4 bottles. Yeah, 4 bottles, and they give you a bag, a free bag. Any coffee shop. Okay, perfect example. Any coffee shop right now is on there, and it says you can earn 15% worth of Bitcoin from one purchase. So any Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, any coffee shop, that's your fastest way of getting into Bitcoin. McDonald's, 10% off at McDonald's. What else?
That's pretty cool.
Chick-fil-A. Who don't like Chick-fil-A? I'm mad that they don't be open on Sundays, but that's fine. 10% off on that one, on each order. Domino's, same thing, 10% off. PlayStation Network, Twitch, 10% off one purchase. Pollo Tropico, 10% off on that one. Ale House, one of my other favorite places. I haven't been in a while. 10% off each visit on that one. And Taco Bell, make you run for the border, but they only giving you 5% off on that one. So again, these are all everyday stuff that you do every day. You don't have to sign up for nothing. You got your Cash App. Only thing you got to do, tap on that boost for whatever you're using for that particular purchase.
So I have a question. I have a question about the Cash App, because I have heard a couple of stories now about people who have gotten their Cash Apps hacked.
Okay, let me jump on that now. I made a video. Let me see if I can pull up the YouTube link. But I made a video that ways of you protecting not only your Cash App, but your bank cards in general. For me, for example, all of my cards, I keep them locked. You can go into I'm going to give you an example with the Cash App card. You can go into the Cash App card or Cash App, click on the card at the bottom. I'm gonna go slow because I know somebody is doing it right now. Click on the card at the bottom so you can actually see the card. 2 things you want to do. There's 3 dots at the top right corner of the card. You're going to tap on that. The first one is going to say enable. and the second one is going to say show cash card info. I turned both of them off. Here's the reason. The enable part first, just like with any other bank card, you can go into your apps and you can enable or disable your card. If someone tries to do a fraudulent purchase on your card, any one of these cards that have the capability of turning it on and off, none of the charges will go through. And you should be able to get notification that this payment have been declined because the card wasn't enabled. Cash App will let you know that every single time that it does that. That's one. The second part, that why you don't want to show that information down there, if you ever lose your phone and the card is not enabled or whatever, they can still see your card information on there. So the only thing that, if I lose my phone right now, the only thing that you're going to see is the last four numbers, and that's it. You're not going to see the 3-digit code, none of that stuff. So I got a video. I got to find the link for it, and I will post that in the comment section as well. But you can do that.
Do you recommend getting a Cash App card?
I haven't had any problems with it. I did have a family member, on the other hand, that, and here's another thing. Yeah, my family member that had some money stolen from their account. We found out where they got the information from. So here go another thing, and this is with any bank card. A lot of people go to the drive-thru on stuff. I don't care what it is that you're doing. Pay attention to where your card is being handled at. If they're not putting it in that machine and they disappear and they walk away, nah, give me back my card right now. So I'm going to give you an example on something. One of my family members went to a fast food restaurant, went through the drive-thru, and the person that was dealing with my family member at the time had their phone in their hand. If they got their phone in their hand or anything, no, I don't want you having anything in your hand right now, because they can easily take a quick picture of your card. And they might not use it then and there. What it is, if they're not using it, they're selling your information from that card off to someone else. So this happened down here, but where the charges ended up at, New York.
Fraud is alive and well, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah. I despise a thief. Hell, it happened to my wife. And we were planning on going to New York. Not the situation that I just told you wasn't my wife, but I can tell you my wife had the same situation. I think might have been last year or something. And the person must have went to McDonald's in the middle of the night. In the middle of the afternoon. I remember it was on a Saturday. It was in the middle of the afternoon, and my wife got a notification for it, but she was in the bathroom washing her hair or something. She heard the phone, but didn't pay no attention to it. So right away, call the bank, disable the card, and all this other stuff. The person came back again later on that afternoon and tried to do it again. So now she's calling the McDonald's up there and trying to find video of this particular person, but he knew what he was doing. He had his hat on, his head was down, avoiding all camera views.
Yeah.
So
the audience is saying it happened to them as well. It happened to Sent and her husband. It happened to Medea's neighbor. And it's funny when you see a charge on your card and you call the bank.
Yep.
And you're on the phone with them, and then you see another charge trying to come through. And the bank is asking you, well, are you at that place? And you're like, no, I'm sitting in my house right here. I'm looking at my card. What most people need to realize, though, there's a certain amount of protection. Yes. If you have a lot of money in your bank or a lot of money attached to your card, FDIC insures only up to a certain amount.
Right.
So you always want to make sure that your money is protected wherever it is. So if you have an amount of money that's over what's federally insured, you want to kind of move your money around into different places.
I'm constantly doing that.
Everything is distributed equitably, and you won't get caught up if one of the banks go under or act stupid or whatever.
Right. And I found the video. I'm trying to get the link so I can put it in there. I did that video like 9 months ago.
All right, so what's up, everyone? It's the real DJ Red coming to you.
I ain't want that to play. Yeah, I did that. I did that video 9 months ago. I've even had another person. Be careful of emails that you get saying, "Oh, they want to verify your information and stuff like that."
You get
Click
a lot
here.
of those. It's crazy.
Right.
And Sit does something very smart. She says, I have it to where I have a limit on what's coming out. So you can put specific limits on your card.
Yes.
And then once you go over that limit, it won't charge anymore, or you
Right.
can't swipe it anymore.
Right.
And that's very, very smart to do, especially in this day and age. And another thing, they have lead wallets.
Yep.
So that because a lot of times people can be standing next to you and they have the magnetic reader. Technology is so sophisticated now, and so you want to kind of utilize those products that are made so that they can't read your card if it's in that type of wallet or
Right.
case or
Right.
whatever. So you may want to think about that as well. If you're not using the card, by all means, lock it. And lock it and unlock it. It only takes a few seconds to unlock your card. So that's a good rule of thumb, because again, people are so slimy and grimy. Even at the ATMs, they clone ATM machines, or they clone the thing at the gas station pump.
Right.
Where you put your card in and you're not really putting it into the the machine for them to read it. You're actually getting your card cloned. It's so crazy, but
Hang on.
technology is just.
Let me jump back real quick on that get upside thing. I forgot some very important info on that. So once you buy the gas, most of the time I do full fill ups. I have 2 vehicles and I do a lot of driving. Hell, I just filled up yesterday. I'm back on a half a tank already. Once you fill up, the only downside to that is most of the time people might get their receipts at the pump. Very few pumps, especially if you're paying at the pump, very few pumps have all of the information that Get Upside is requiring, which is the address to the gas station, the last 4 on the card, and once they keep that, once they get the last 4 on the card, they keep that in a wallet. Some gas stations, and let me finish off that part. They want the address to the gas station, the last 4 of the card that you use, the total price that you've paid, and the price per gallon and how many gallons that you put in, and the date and the time. The reason why they want that is because they want you to take a picture of the receipt, and you can submit that, and then once it's submitted, then that's how they determine how much money you get back into Get Upside as far as the free money that you will be able to use.
Okay, so it's a couple of steps that you have to take.
Right. So sometimes you might have to go inside and get the final receipt. But as much as it might seem like it's a bit much to be doing, I'm gonna tell you right now how much money I've saved since I've been using this app, and I know it's well over $100. But just imagine somebody giving you $100.
Thank you.
Right? Let me see something here. I want to give y'all the exact numbers on that. My total, $166.37. That's how much I've gotten back. So again, this is something that I use, and I use it religiously. The only time that I might not use it is sometimes I hit or miss with it. Sometimes I might not use it if I am close to BJ's, because I'm also a BJ's member as well. BJ's gas is always cheaper. So that's one. Now, let me go back on that again as far as another thing that I double dipped on with savings on the gas. I also have AAA. And I recommend that to anyone, especially ladies, if you do a lot of traveling and stuff like that. If your car insurance doesn't offer free roadside service and stuff like that, get AAA. If you don't use it, that's fine, but it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Ooh, say that again, friend.
It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Also with AAA does a reward thing with Shell gas stations that you can get money back also. So once you sign up with that reward, you would go to the pump. You could just put in your phone number. Excuse me. I feel like I got to sneeze. You will put in your phone number, and they will automatically take it off right there. So let's say the other day, I'm going to give you a good example. That Sunday when I went to go do that rental with the generator, they weren't done yet. So I said, all right, let me go to the Shell gas station on 125th and 7th Avenue down in Miami. I think the gas was $2.83. By me putting in the phone number and using Shell, it deducted off of that. Don't worry, if you got my phone number, it's not going to work that good. I changed number. So
she learned her lesson the hard way, I guess, with the roadside assistance.
Yeah. Hey, that's a whole thing there. So with the Shell one, with the AAA, it'll take off, I think, anywhere between 3 and 10 cents per gallon. Just by chance, I said, let me try to get upside and see if the get upside work on that. Now, I had already asked AAA before I renewed it just 2 weeks ago. Would it work with another app? She said she don't know. She never heard of it. Okay, cool. Tried to get upside. What do you know? Shell is on there. I took off another 13 cents off of them. All at the same time.
That's
yeah.
a plan right there.
I thought I heard.
So Pam said an AutoZone car sped up behind me and then dropped way back. Before I got home, my credit card company called me telling me they knew where I was, but that my car was simultaneously being used at AutoZones all over Miami, so they blocked them. Yes, These card cloning things are ridiculous. It's really crazy.
They got me for my about 5 years ago. 5-6 years ago, they got me for my taxes. Somebody filed my taxes in North Dakota, South Dakota. And I'm like, and ever since then, they send me a PIN number.
Yeah.
Before I have to file my taxes, they send me a PIN number, and I have to have that PIN number in order to file it, or I have to do it, or I have to mail it in.
Right. You know? Yes, I have a PIN as well. Somebody stole my whole identity, not just my taxes, like everything. Name, birthday, everything. I was just like, what?
Let me give y'all something else too. Unknown number calls your phone, and somebody be like, "Can you hear me?" Never, ever, 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 ever respond, "Yes, I can hear you." Let me explain what they do with that. I've seen this done. If they want you to know how you can apply for a loan online, or you can do it over the phone or whatever, and all you got to do is just voice this and voice that or whatever. Before you know it, they'll be done had you saying, "Do you agree to these terms?" And they recorded you saying yes. Now you're trying to fight it, and now you're telling the judge, "Well, I didn't agree to these." Is this your voice? Yeah. Well, that's what's it. Never say yes. If somebody ever call you and be like, "Can you hear me?" I can hear you. That's all. Or what do you want? Never respond yes on that, because they will get them. They will get them. I had to cuss one out today, but that's another show.
Well, these apps, there are bank apps as well that you can use that will help you save money. I know Digits is one that they take a certain amount of money off of, they round up what you spend and drip that money into an account for you. I know Wells Fargo, for my checking account, they take whatever I spend, they round it up and put that in my savings. And a lot of banks have that type of program where whatever you spend, it takes a percentage and puts it in a savings account. And over the course of a year, you can have a bunch of money at the end of the year.
Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Acorn is something like that also.
Yes, Acorn as well. Yes.
Yeah, I got I haven't used it yet, but I will. And the only reason why I haven't used it yet because it's tied to my PayPal account, and I don't use my PayPal account, or at least I try not to use my PayPal account at all. Because it's a business account, they hit you up for 3% transaction every time. Yes. So if someone is sending me $100 deposit, I'm only getting 97.
Well, you know what though? If they send it family and friends, you won't get that charge.
Yeah, yeah. But even if it's on a business account, though?
Yep.
Okay. Shout out to DJ Underground as well, checking in for Baz. Good evening to you.
Hey, for Bass.
Yep. So,
Super bad.
y'all make sure y'all copy those links that I put in there, whether it's from Get Upside or the YouTube link as far as how to protect your cards and stuff like that. I did do a video on that. You can go back and check that any time. What else we got, PT?
So one of the things that people say, all these debt consolidation people or people who are into saving or whatever, just like Moses was talking about using the credit card to do everything, one of the first rules of thumb is to pay yourself first.
Yes.
Pay yourself first and then pay everything else out of that. Because when you pay yourself first, you can keep yourself on a schedule. And then you force yourself to save money because everything else is to go towards your bills or whatever.
Right.
So pay yourself first because people do it in the reverse. They want to pay all their bills first and then there's no money left over. But if you can't function effectively if you are stressed out because you have no money left over. So what you do is you pay yourself first and then make everything else work.
Yep.
And I'm gonna agree with you on that because that was a lesson that I had to learn. Even being in business since 1990, again, I used to mess up some money, and I'm still learning. Learn how to pay myself first, and then learn to invest back into the business because the business has to operate. If you don't invest back into it, then you're just going to run it dry. You're just going to run it dry.
A lot of people don't realize that when sometimes we need to think of ourselves as a business. Even if you don't have a business, look at yourself as a business. If you don't invest in you, if you don't make the investment in yourself, then something is going to be lacking. You're going to have a deficiency somewhere.
Yeah.
So look at yourself as a business and how you're taking care of yourself or your business. That's a reflection of you. You have to invest in yourself, whether it's look at yourself as a business and how you're going out to eat once a month or something. You have to do something for yourself. It doesn't make any sense to work hard and not even get to enjoy the harvest because you're too busy working. It's not worth it. Life is too short and it's not worth it.
Right. Let me give y'all another little tip also. You got an iPhone. You got an Android. Use the Apple Pay and use the what is the other one? Google Pay. Now it's listed as GPay on the App Store. Use those when you're at the pump. Use them when you're at the store. It's less likely for them to get any information from that versus actually putting your card into the pump. And I don't know why I think South Florida is like the darn king of the what the thing is, the scammers.
It's not just South Florida, it's just Florida, period.
Yeah.
Especially Tampa.
Well, Broward too. Broward and Dade. I don't know. It's we the king of the pump scammers or whatever. Pump scammers, yeah.
Fabaz says that she keeps a budget because COVID taught her how to save. That's right, sis.
Well, let me. Okay, so let's put this out there real quick. Let's put a poll question out real quick. Since COVID, how many of you felt like you have been better handling your finances now since COVID than you were pre-COVID?
I mean, my wife want to try everything. My wife want to try everything because everything at a more discount price. So hotel rooms that used to cost about $800 a night, you can get them for like $300. You know what I mean? So like, hey, why not? You know what I mean? Take advantage of that. So some people looking at doing things that way, maneuvering that way, like living it up, like, because when things get back to where it used to be,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's gonna, it's like, damn. Well, at least I
Well,
indulged,
airline
when I had the
tickets have started
opportunity.
going back up because folks going everywhere, like outside open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. Definitely.
yep. What
Yeah.
about I know you guys were talking about bitcoins. Are you guys familiar with the Narrows?
Oh, you
Peachy?
got me.
With
The
who?
Narrows? With the Narrows?
The Mexican money?
That's what
It's
I thought he was saying, but I was like, okay, maybe it's something new.
yeah, the Mexican money. It's from oh god, the Iraqi money.
Dinero?
Dinero. I think it's called Dineros, right? Is it Dineros?
Dinero is money in
It's
Spanish.
money, right?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
Mexican money.
Yeah, because a customer one of my old customers gave me some, and I just have to check out the value. I'm wondering how the value. It's Iraq money. It's that Iraqi money.
Go to trade center.
Big trade. Yeah.
They do that at the airport, the exchange. They do
Yeah,
that.
exchange it. Yeah.
Yeah, international exchange.
Yeah.
Kate Craver said, I'm learning how to invest since COVID. Yes, everybody's learning how to invest. And one thing I want to say is it's smart to start thinking about your money and how it can work for you. I know people have worked and people have retirements and things of that nature, but nothing is guaranteed. You can have it today and lose it all tomorrow, but you need to make sure that you are doing what you need to do to be financially stable beyond a 401k. I'll say that. While those are good tools to have, remember a lot of those funds fluctuate based on the market. So depending on how you have your 401k distributed, it could help you or it could hurt you. So be mindful of that as you move forward, saving your money.
Okay. So I just put a poll. Oh, okay. So this is gonna be the first poll question that we put up on the Facebook page on the Ice Tray Show. So it says, "Are you better?" Oh, let me clarify that real quick. Are you better with your finances now since COVID?
I'm still waiting on my stimulus check so I can blow that, so I can make it rain a little bit. I still haven't got that. Yeah, I'm waiting on the stimulus. That heifer ain't come my way yet. Damn, if I missed that.
I wish I could get a stimmy.
I ain't getting none yet. Everybody got theirs? You got yours, Red?
Nope.
I ain't get mine either, man. I'm like,
I was told once if you didn't get it, like a lot of people I know got the first one, they didn't get the second one. If you didn't get the second one, once you file your taxes, you can claim that on there as well.
They say that more stimulus is coming, so we'll see about that.
Does anybody have a hotline number for that? Because I sure ain't got mine yet.
Call the hotline. Where's my money?
Yep, it's my money and I want it now.
What? It's my money. Yeah, I understand that completely.
I need them holding on to my money.
But see, one thing when you're younger, and I'm glad now that a lot of parents and there are a lot of programs teaching these kids how to deal with money, because a lot of times we're behind the curve, and I'm talking about people of color. We are behind the curve because we are never taught, how to deal with money and how to make money your friend instead of your enemy or something that you feel like you're lacking. Because a lot of times people spend money excessively because they feel like they have been in lack. But when you have an abundance mindset, come on, somebody. I feel about it. Abundance mindset, that money is going to come to you. So you have to believe that you're a money magnet. So the money will come to you. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we, especially when coming up, especially before they made that credit card law. I remember when I was in college, freshman year, sophomore year, those credit card companies will be out on the set, like trying to give you these credit cards or whatever. And a lot of students, now me too, got these credit cards, but we were never taught how to make credit cards work for you. And then a lot of people got in trouble because you run up all these credit cards, but you weren't thinking that you had a bill that you had to pay at the end when the bill comes.
Right.
A lot of people didn't know what credit was and how it worked. Also, a lot of people didn't understand, and some people still don't understand, checking and savings accounts. And they need to have these types of programs to teach these kids. And there's so many books on this stuff, and you want to make sure that the kids are not so hung up on the materialistic things or whatever, but instead of people wanting to be rich, they need to adopt that abundance mindset so that they can have wealth. Being rich and being wealthy are two different things. And so it's time for us to move from a rich mindset and move into the wealth mindset, because wealth whispers.
But I speaking of that, I read some article by what's the dude name? Sean King. Are you guys familiar with Sean King? Okay, yeah, he had an article on black kids not going to school because of the COVID situation, the pandemic, and he said that basically it was more better for our kids to be at home. Based on the pandemic and how it affect us, but also so that we can teach them, you know what I mean, economics, true economics, and the real true American history as they witnessing the American history by these cell phones and all these videos. So now, you know what I mean, since the school system was reluctant to put it in the curriculum, now you know what I mean, we have
we had this conversation earlier, PG?
Oh, I missed out on that one.
No. Before the show.
Go. Please, by all means.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's best now we teaching our children since they're reluctant to teach the true American history, and our kids are witnessing the ugliness of American history. You know what I mean? How they try to cover it up for so long and so much, and they like, social media and this and that, diluting, it's hurting the kids. No, it's not. This is the true American history. So now it's almost like forcing their hand to put it in the curriculum, which it should have been in there a long time ago, because the current what's in the current curriculum when we was coming up is something like, if your mind ain't strong enough to see past the BS, you know what I mean, you'll get caught up in the BS and you'll become a product of of what they what's implemented, you know what I'm saying, of the system. So in a way it's working out for the good, especially for us now that we can see it, you know what I'm saying? Because and I got to ask y'all one more quick question. I know I have not taken a shot. I'm asking y'all, did any of y'all took the shot? Red?
Hell no.
No comment.
No.
Oh yeah. Well, to each his own, but because my
for
thing
me,
is
that's my song.
Yeah,
right.
Hell to the no for me too.
I can find that song if you want though.
For me,
that's gonna be my answer though. That's gonna be my answer though.
Because it's contradictory.
And I have my own reasons, but I mean, I'm not looking down on anybody who's taking it because
no, I haven't.
Me either.
My father took it. My father and my and my mother took it, and I, you know what I'm saying, and I understand because they're elders and stuff like that, and I pray and I keep them, I keep the blood of Jesus, I pray and all that good stuff, but you know what I'm saying. But my thing is like, to each his own now. But like, if you don't value the black life, and we have to twist your arm basically to get a conviction out of the Chauvin case. The world had to see it. You still drug it through court. We basically had to twist your arm. You know what I'm saying? And you basically displaying to black folks that there's no value on the black life. You know what I mean? Till you force to, you know what I'm saying? And you continue to do these things, these barbaric things towards people of color. You know what I mean? What make anybody think that they have your best interest at heart with getting the vaccine? Sticking the needle, and they're not holding the pharmaceutical companies reliable, you know what I mean? And that's, you know what I'm saying? So it's not adding up. A lot of things, it's, you know what I'm saying, things that, you know, it's starting to make sense now. Like, okay, we teaching our kids the true American history, you know what I'm saying, and so forth. And it's just, a lot of stuff is just not adding up. You know what I mean? How they doing it, you know. But
well, it's funny that you brought the vaccine up, and I'm gonna stop on that right there because we'll come back to that. But it's amazing how Bill Gates and his wife are now divorcing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
He was one of the main pushers behind this vaccine. And, you know, if you didn't know about Bill Gates, his dad was a eugenicist, and so is he. Yep. And, you know, they're basically about controlling the population. And so it's going to be interesting as this divorce unfolds, what's going to come out. Is she going to talk? Is she going to, you know, divulge secrets? So this is going to be a very high profile and interesting divorce, I think, just because he has been so adamant on everything. Have you heard Bill Gates taking the vaccine? Absolutely not.
Let me dig a little bit deeper on that real quick. I have not. I'm agree with you on that. Our own governor have not taken it. Any other governor that has taken it that were publicly done or publicly did so, our governor have not taken it.
Nope.
Why?
Trump has not taken it.
Nope. Why?
Yeah.
It could be a delayed adverse effect on the body.
I agree, Pam.
It is.
It could take years, you know what I'm saying, for the, you know what I'm saying. But now, remember when it first came out, it was a hot commodity. You know what I mean? It was a waiting list and this and that and that and this. They tried to sell it. It was on all the media, and a lot of people just wasn't buying the BS. Right. And then now it's like they trying to give it away. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just so contradictory, and you know, you see all the you know, you never hear nothing negative on the mainstream medium about these shots, and that, to me, that's a major concern right there. You know,
well,
so
I
you
think when Johnson & Johnson started having those issues, and I mean, again, so my daughter is in her 4th year of pharmacy school, and she, you know, researched the efficacy of the vaccine because, of course, she's taking it, and I think she took Moderna, and this is before J&J even came out. You know, but one of the things people need to do is their research. Johnson & Johnson has a history of screwing up stuff.
For black people.
Powder.
For black people.
Johnson & Johnson, nah. Oh, they said Trump and Melania took it? Well, we didn't see the pictures, so until I see them, I don't believe it.
All right, y'all hang on real quick. We coming up to the top of we already at the top of the hour right now. Let me run these commercials real quick. Get them out the way, and I have some more commercials to run later on as well. So y'all stay tuned real quick, all right? So just a reminder, let's celebrate Mother's Day this Friday, May 7th. Join us on Twitch and Mixcloud as we recognize, listen, and chat and reminisce on our moms. For those who are here and those who are not here that have moved on, it will be a celebration that you don't want to miss. And I am still taking some photos, actually. Yes, I am still taking some photos. You can send them to me in my inbox on Facebook. I'm getting them from all over because people are not listening. They sending them to my email. They texting them to me, and I can't get them off a text message too much or whatever. So send them. You can send them to me on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm still taking them up until maybe tomorrow. What's that? Tuesday? Maybe up till Thursday. We'll see. All right. So that's one of them right there. Let me get this other one out the way real quick.
South Florida, are you ready for something new? It's the City Crab, 18415 Miramar Parkway, Miramar, Florida, 33029. Follow us on all social media platforms at The City Crab, or log on to thecitycrab.com, or you can give us a call at 954-639-7856. The City Crab.
Conch Salad to Go. That's right, it's Conch Salad to Go. Serving the best conch salad in South Florida. Serving conch salad, conch fritter batter, dressed conch, conch fritters, and more. You can get your conch salad spicy or mild. If you buy 2 or more orders, we will deliver to you. Follow us on all social media platforms at Conch Salad to Go. Conch Salad, the number 2, go. Or call or text us at 786-356-0878. Once again, that's 786-356-0878. That's Conch Salad to Go.
Now our starting.
All right, so we're back.
Okay, so what I was saying.
I gotta communicate y'all better with y'all in the chat on here, so y'all can know when I'm back or coming back on and stuff like that.
I think jambalaya. Okay.
Yeah.
You play too much, Medea.
I'm. Yeah, go ahead, Peachy. I gotta come back to DJ Underground's comment in a minute.
Okay. We were talking about vaccine, but I'm a roll back a little bit when Mose was talking about the education and how this has given people time to teach their children what they need to know. And one of those things also, more people are teaching their children about money, because one thing about people of color, I want to say Black people, so I'm just gonna say Black people.
Mm-hmm. Well,
we are not taught. Most of the time, and things are slowly changing, but Black people were taught to have a career. We weren't taught to think beyond working for somebody and having your own business. Whereas other cultures and other people, they come out the gate setting them up for success. Jewish people, when those kids have those bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs, they have thousands. When I say thousands, like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to set up what, you know what I'm saying? And they never even think about going to work for somebody. If they do, it's just for an internship, but they set them up. And so it's time for us to do the same thing in terms of educating our kids, not just in the history, but in how to be self-sufficient and be independent. You don't have a job, make one, and learn those skills so that we can compete, because there's still a huge deficiency. The divide is still there, and it's growing because they disparage Black kids, period, in school. You see it every day, over and over and over. And so if we can be more proactive in teaching them about money and how to make money their friend, and not be so stuck on the materialistic, but think future wise, will be a lot better. And as we're teaching the kids, we can grow and learn as well, because I truly believe that we need to become a self-sufficient people sooner rather than later. And I know we've been saying it for years and years and years, but the way things are going now, it's more important than ever, and we really need to get serious about it.
Right. Shout out to DJ Underground up in Indiana. Let me go back to his comment real quick, and this is something that a conversation that me and Peachy had earlier. He says the schools do not teach kids how to save and be financially free at an early age. They pretty much teaching you how to go to work for 30 years or more until you retire.
That's true.
And we talked about this earlier. They should have finances, not just math and algebra and all that. No, they should have finances as a curriculum in these schools.
Well, a lot of middle schools and high schools, not so much in Florida, I've seen it elsewhere, they are actually having money fairs for the students, and they'll give them at the beginning of the fair, they'll give them a certain amount of money, and they go around to these different booths, and they have to, manage their money. And then the kids are beginning to realize, money doesn't stretch as long as they want to. But, another thing in the school systems, they can be cliquish. And I'll just say, especially in Dade County, because myself and somebody came up with a money curriculum for students. And it's just very cliquish, red tape. If you're not kissing somebody's behind, it doesn't matter how beneficial it is for students. If they can't get their cut, you're not going to get through. And that's just the way things work, unfortunately. And again, I know that happens in other cultures, but it happens so much in the Black culture. It's ridiculous. It's almost like if you're not trying to grease my palms, I really don't
Right.
have time for you. It doesn't matter how beneficial it is, because all they're thinking about is, they have the crabs in a barrel mentality. I'm going to be at the top, or you're going to give me money or whatever, and everybody else suffers.
Yeah, that's pretty much describes how us is.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
know
And
it's
it's
not
so
a I know it's
sad
not
we
a
can't
proper
get
term, but
anywhere.
that's what it is. How us is.
Right. And I wish more
You
people
understand it.
think about creating generational wealth. You hear it all the time, but I'm so tired of Black folks, and I'll say it, and who gonna shake me? I'm so tired of Black folks um, not realizing we need generational wealth.
Yeah.
I want my family to be like the Hiltons, so that my kids and their kids and their kids and their kids, they can say, my great grandmother, my great 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 grandmother, my great 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 grandmother, she left this for us. And
Yeah.
we don't have to go work for somebody, because we have a legacy that continuously makes money forever. That
And
part.
that's what I was telling my wife, and I were having a discussion about that today. Like artists that's in the business. Um,
They
how,
they they cash
uh,
poor. They're cash
yeah,
poor as well.
they sell their masters. They don't hold on to their masters, and then you know what I mean, because they just looking to make the couple dollars, get a few chain, and
Right.
show out or whatever. But they're not looking for the long term effect of it. You know what I mean? Your masters is everything. If you have a talent, whatever talent you have, you are the talent. Hold
Right.
on to it. Hold on to your masters. You are the master of your own destiny. Remember
Yep.
that,
Let me
unless
let,
you sign it over.
let me jump on something what you just said, Mo. They
Hmm.
I think a lot of people from what I've seen, especially us folks, go for short term stuff and don't think long term.
Yeah.
They want the fast money and a large amount versus long term money and actually getting out there and grinding and go do it, starting your own
Correct.
business and all of this other stuff. Um, I've seen it happen too many times that
Yes.
people end up becoming slaves to their own, not their own, but to other people's jobs.
Yes.
Instead of getting,
Absolutely.
still good. If you got a job, stay on that
But
job.
we're not knocking the job. We just want
Right.
to, hammer home that don't discount your own skills,
Exactly.
because other cultures will risk everything, mortgage their house and everything, live out of the garage and everything, and rent out their house and live in the garage or
Mhm.
whatever, to make their dreams come true. And 9 times out of 10, they make it because they did the work. And they put in the investment. A lot of times we are so, yeah, saying Anita Baker is still fighting for her stuff right now. A lot of times we don't want to put in the work. We don't want to do what's necessary, because we're so used to the fast money, and we're so materialistic as a people. We're very materialistic. That's
Hmm.
why the other
Well,
cultures love us,
that that's
because
that's
we
They take
own
advantage of us.
everything.
that's why
They
DJ
take
Underground
advantage
is
of us.
DJ Underground is saying the same thing right now. We're so busy trying to look rich instead of being rich.
That part. And
Yep.
I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. Rich
Yep.
That
scream.
is different.
These people, all this materialistic stuff, yeah, they rich. But the wealthy, they don't say anything. The
No.
wealthy driving around in Toyota Corollas. The wealthy, you know what I'm saying? The wealthy wearing jeans and t-shirts every day,
Hmm.
collar shirts. But when you go to their house, you see the wealth. And when you see their bank account, that's what speaks for itself.
Yep.
You don't have to wear flashy this and flashy that. You don't have to be seen. You don't have to, people don't understand, like, you're wasting your money on stuff that goes away. Invest your money in something that's going to stay.
Right. Hang on. I got a couple. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm trying to set up something else real quick because I got quite a few things coming up this week, and I want to make sure I get all of this stuff out, get all the information to you guys as well.
That long term wealth, that's everything. That's why I said, if you are the artist, you hold on to your material, because a lot of, if you look at it, and the blueprint be right there for a lot of people, how
Right
people
there.
coming back to fight for a get better entitlement to what, to their artistry, like Prince, Michael. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson was smart. I still think Michael Jackson was killed off because he bought the Sony collection. The Beatles
I
collection, and
I
he
I
pretty
believe
much,
that too. I believe that
you
too.
know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it was just too much of a, you know what I mean? Mike was
Well,
very,
that's
very
like Bill
business
Cosby
smart.
trying to buy NBC,
And Bill
and all of a
Cosby, the
sudden
same
all this
thing.
stuff happened.
Exactly. It's the same game that they playing, the same good old boys game that they playing. And it's sad that we get caught up in stuff like that. And like, they'll smear. We can't never have a successful person that made it, a successful person of color that made it successfully without them smearing and smudging up their name. You know what I mean? They find some
With
type
them
of way to.
selling out, I mean, and I can say Oprah because the own network. She'll own. I don't think she owns any of it now. But I mean, why would you work all those years for someone and then get your own network and then give it? We do stuff and give it away like Fubu. Fubu was
Hmm.
great, and they sold it. Even though it was for us by us, they sold it. Carol's Daughter, they sold it. Sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it's going to take a little bit longer for you to reach where you want to reach. But I mean, look at Sarah Blakely with Spanx. It wasn't overnight for her, and she had boxes and boxes delivered to her apartment and everything, but she didn't give up. And that's the one thing that frustrates me so much about our people. We see a check and be ready to be like, okay,
Yeah.
as opposed to
Short
sticking in
term.
there.
Short
And
term.
exactly, because if someone is coming trying to give you millions for your business, don't you know that they're going to make trillions off of your thing, and all you're going to have is the million or however much they gave you? So they're going to give you one check, but they're about to exponentially increase the amount that they gave you, and they're not looking at that. If
No.
it was worth for them to come to you and say, we will pay you for this, then that means that you have something worth having. Don't sell out.
Okay. Shout out.
Don't
Shout out
sell
to.
out.
Shout out to Stacy Raz. She says facts just like BET. Ooh.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Let me run back on something else real quick. The same person who started telling me to get into Bitcoin and get into stocks or whatever, my stepson, he's in the military. He put one of his colleagues up on, hey, invest into this. Here's the thing with the investing part on that. And I know I'm jumping on a different part with the money part. Don't invest money that you need. Don't invest your mortgage money. Don't invest your rent money. Don't invest your
Right.
car note because you're going to need that. What's going to happen is if the stock goes up or down or whatever, now you're going to be wanting that money back out. The reason why I
Correct.
mentioned that, when he mentioned it to one of his colleagues or whatever, I forgot how much money he put in there. I'm gonna just say maybe about $200, and he got back maybe 5,000 or 2,000. He got back 2,000. I think it was 2,000. Okay, he took the money out. He cashed out. If he
You
would
should
have
have
let,
just reinvested it.
he, he's pissed right now. After he took out that 2,000, he didn't tell my stepson what happened until later on. Hey man, I cashed out. Da 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 da. And he was like, "What?" This was let's say it was 2 weeks later. If he would have waited until the end of the month, he probably would have got back over 30 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's the thing with investing in stocks and things of that nature. People don't realize it's a numbers game, and it's a long game. When you start investing, it's a long game. It's not
Yeah.
something that you want to cash out with as soon as you see a dividend.
No.
You have to be in it for the long haul to make sure that your money works for you.
And that's
Exactly.
just like what's that guy name who be interviewing people, all different artists and whatever. Bell, what's the name? And Brad, the Jewish guy. He be interviewing a lot of people, a lot of entertainers and so forth. Damn, Vlad TV.
Oh,
Oh
Black
yeah,
TV.
yeah, yeah,
Vlad.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Vlad.
it's an interview. Look it up with Jason Weaver.
Hmm.
You know who Jason Weaver is, right? The guy,
Yes.
he played the little guy played Michael Jackson and on ATL, and it
And
was
he can
very
really sing
interesting.
too. I have his
Oh
first
yeah, he can blow. Oh yeah, Love
his look,
Ambition,
his
Love
first and
Ambition,
only album.
Love Ambition. Where did I get that Love Ambition? I can't
Yep.
sing, but goddamn, but that's a good song. Yeah, yeah. But him. Now you have to get people in your corner. If you don't know better, you can't do better. And what it was when he was a young entertainer, and his mom was in his corner, and he was doing the Disney. He was doing the soundtrack for Disney.
Yep.
And Disney offered him $1 million,
And she said no.
And she said no.
That's
She
right.
said, and he was like, "What? No, Mama, this is $1 million." Blah blah blah. You know, going back and forth. And this was like in the early '90s or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was early on. And $1 million was back then was a lot of money. And she said no. She wanted a percentage in the She wanted in a percentage of the movie.
Right.
And you know how when Disney re-released a movie, now they get a cut of that. So that million became, you know what I'm saying, multiplied to damn near 10, 15, 20 million. You know
See,
what I mean?
that's
So when they took the million.
That's
People thought he
long-term
disappeared
thinking.
and he didn't. He was just collecting those residuals.
Yeah.
And he was able to do it.
And I said that was deep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
you got to have somebody in your corner to sometimes guide you. Oh,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Say no.
Raven
you take
Simone's
this right
parents
now.
did that for her as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to long term versus short term. He could have took the short term if his mom
Got
did
the
not
million.
know, and a lot of that comes by being patient, and
Yes.
and if you don't have the patience to do that, then you will lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will lose.
Yeah, and that was one of the smartest investments. I say, man, it's good to have people in your corner like that, especially your mom. Ain't nobody gonna look out after you like your mom. So mom played her cards right, and I'm, you know what I mean. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. So you have to have somebody in your corner that know how to play the game and know the long term effect of, you know what I'm saying, versus the short term. Okay, we
Right.
get this
Like
million
Brandy's
now.
mom.
This is it.
Brandy and Ray J's mom.
Mhm.
Yeah. Perfect example on that too.
Yeah.
Again, shout out to Stacey Raz. Stacey Raz said Master P said no to when they offered him like $1 million, but he hold them, and he wanted them to deal with he wanted the same deal with Michael Jackson, and now look.
Master P is making so much money, it's ridiculous.
Of course.
But a lot of people, he has an MBA. You know,
They don't want that. They don't like when we successful like that.
Like he has the creative line. He has
notice
things going on.
Let me tell you another part.
How they'll try to smear, like he's very successful at what he do.
Yeah.
And I love what he does. You know what I mean? And how he's doing it and going about his business and handling, you know what I'm saying, handling how his artists fair. You don't hear nothing negative about how Master P got over on any of his artists. He treated them more than fair. You know what I mean? And and the brother is smart, and you know what I'm saying. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, need to start paying attention to how he moving and move like him.
And those kids, he had those kids. Him and Romeo have partnered on so much stuff. Symphony, the daughter, like all of them are partnering together to do so many things. And I mean, he's making his money work for him.
Generational wealth. He's creating generational wealth, and that's why I like the Balls family. The father, how he looking out for all three of his sons, and they don't like him. You know why they don't like him? Because he's eliminating the middleman. And who is the middleman? 9 times out of 10, they are the middleman.
Yeah,
and he's setting a blueprint to eliminate them. Because like, hold on, I'm their agent. I'm their daddy. I'm seeing them through. I developed their talent, so I'm gonna see them all the way through. I just ain't gonna take a back seat, give you 10%, let you get 10% of their earning for the rest of their life. And you no. It don't work that. See, they don't like when we get involved and we stay involved with our own.
Let me elaborate on that real quick. So with Master P, he tried to take Kodak Black up under his wing. This was before Kodak Black went to jail. And Kodak Black turned it down, and when he came back on the Breakfast Club and did that interview, he was saying, well, man, he trying to get my money and this, and that. And Master P said, I didn't want, what do you have that I would want from you? I got more than what you have right now. I'm trying to show you the game, eliminating the middleman, just like you said, Mose, eliminating the middleman, but crab in a bucket routine. This young dude here thinking that Master P trying to get my money and this, and that, and he's just blind to the fact that the man is trying to help you. He don't need nothing from you.
Nothing.
Then he working with somebody else, which is the opposite color of himself,
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Paying
saying? Without
him
a
more
issue,
money. Paying him more money.
way more money than what Master P required from you. But Master P giving you the blueprint to the game to help you elevate you to a level of success to where you don't have to work so hard no more. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to make it easy
That's
for
that
you.
mentality, though. That's that growth. Remember, when I said we operate from lack, he has a lack mindset. He's not thinking long game.
Yeah.
He's operating from a spirit of lack.
A spirit of lack and somebody getting in his ear about it, one of his homeboys or whoever. Stacey Raz says that was ignorance. Master P paid lawyers $20,000 to get the game, and was trying to give him some game. Yep, that is all facts right there. That is all facts right there. I'm gonna go a little bit further on that same level. That even me, my brother, we've been in this DJ business for a long time, and we try to help others that came up under us. Hey, don't do business this way. Try to do it this way. Come on over here. We can teach you the game. And needless to say, it's that we kind of got the same response that Kodak Black gave Master P. What the money that they're making right now, they're working twice as hard and getting less than half of the money that we would make. I'm not saying that I'm rich, but I'm working smarter and less than I was working before. These dudes are doing, I'm gonna say, for an example, one of them that I tried to groom, he was jumping from club to club to club every night, 3 clubs in one night, and couldn't bring home $500.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's beyond crazy. That's beyond crazy.
That's why you lock up with that. That goes back to what I was saying earlier. When you are an artist or whatever, you believe in your art, you invest in you 100%.
Yes.
You know what I mean, you take care of your home first. That's number one. You make sure your priorities are in order. You know what I mean? But you never stop believing in yourself, because it might be a process to get where you need to get. Because not everybody gonna understand your Picasso that you painting in the beginning, but when it start to materialize, you know what I mean? So you always invest 100% in you. You know what I mean? And put the work. You know what I'm saying? When you put your work in, it'll show. You know what I'm saying? And so it's paramount that just people just like you got to hold on. You're working twice. You put in twice the work that you don't need to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, I got with you, Miss Peachy. You know what I'm saying? I got, to discuss the business on how to do, LLC and so forth. And I appreciate that. And we discuss, you know what I'm saying? We discuss what we need to discuss on that, because, when I do when I'm doing a comedy thing or whatever, I'm not going to work as hard as a lot of these cats. You know what I'm saying? When my 15 minutes of fame hit, I'm going to capitalize on it. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm putting things in place now. You know what I mean? That way I ain't got to work as hard. I can sit back, I could just, you know what I'm saying? They're like, damn, hold on, how he made it like this here? He only hit by, you know what I'm saying? He only said like, a couple of punchlines, a couple great jokes. I capitalized on it. You know what I mean? So you have to capitalize on your moment, seize it, and be in position to seize it. Because the little things like when Cash Money came out, bling bling, who knew? You know what I mean? But that, you know what I'm saying? Who knew that would become a word? You know what I mean? Okay. And that's billions of dollars. Bling bling.
Yep.
It's just the simplest things to make you a billionaire.
But one of the things, and when it goes back to money and in terms of our people, we don't prepare for success.
No.
And that beyond the mindset of lack, we don't prepare for success. Even when you have a business, sometimes a lot of times you're so busy trying to make things work, you don't take the time to put your systems and processes in place. And so a lot of money is lost that way too, because you're never taught how to successfully set up a business to run the way that it's supposed to. It's almost like you're grabbing for straws because you don't know. And if it works, great. But you may go through a lot of wasting money, and I can raise my hand, wasting money trying to learn what you need to know because you never prepared for that. And it's because you didn't know who to go to help prepare you. Again, that's one of the things that we're lacking in as a people, because other cultures prepare their people, prepare their kids, or prepare their friends. If they have a friend who's trying to start a business or whatever, those people get together and if they have a business or they're business owners, like they put you up on game. We don't do that to each other. You know, we have baby showers, you know, retirement parties and all this stuff, but you very rarely hear about somebody having a business shower. You know, somebody starting a business, everybody look on the sidelines or whatever, but nobody's saying, here go $100 for if you need this, you know, if you need something for your business, let me help you out. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that. You know, a lot of times people start these businesses and they tell their friends, and their friends sitting on the sidelines just looking. Well, and the friends don't acknowledge your business until you're doing well. Or your friends are shocked. You know, you have friends that buy the same services from other cultures, but your product is even better, but they won't buy it from you because it's you.
Oh yeah.
And then, and then you're plugging away. Then they see you on the news, or they see you in this article, whatever. Then it's like,
I know her. I know Peachy.
Correct.
Peachy. And my girl. Let me see if her number still works.
It's so terrible that our people do that. If we invested more in each other and trying to give each other the support that we need, especially, you know, having a business and stuff, I think we could get a lot further in terms of Black businesses thriving. Because contrary to what people believe, yeah, it's cool to be a Black business right now, but how long is that going to last? Just like back in the day, it was cool to be HBCU, and then that went away. Now it's cool. HBCU's cool again. How long is that going to last? A lot of this stuff is lasting because of the Black Lives Matter. But I mean, a perfect example is we just had an NFL draft. Not one HBCU recruit came out of that draft.
That'll be a whole nother show. That'll be a whole nother show.
Things are happening subliminally. So, you know, people need to pay attention to what's really going on. Don't go for the okie doke and stop looking at the smoke screen. When it comes to wealth for Black people, we need to come together instead of continuously working apart.
Well, let me jump on this as far as where you said come together. DJ Underground on YouTube said there are DJs out there that would try to undercut other DJs to get the spot. Yes, and you know why they do that? Because they don't have the self-value, and that's why they're still doing that. Instead of trying to come together to do things, they will sit out there and do the cutthroat business. I'll give you an example on something. Again, this is stuff that I have been through. Long time ago, I'm not going to say which school it was. It was a high school. And this was back in the days, I'm going to say back in 94 to 96, somewhere around there, that we were DJing for this particular high school. And we were the first ones, we meaning me, my brother, the Love Express DJs at the time, were the first ones to start traveling with this particular high school to go to Florida A&M University, for the Battle of the Bands up there during their homecoming and all of this other stuff. We were one of the first DJs to do it. We did it the first year. The second year, I think we did it. The third year, what happened? Instead of some of the DJs joined us, and we told them, well, hey, hit up so-and-so at Miami Central. Hit up so-and-so over at Norland. Hit up so-and-so at this school or what have you. The reason why we started doing that, first of all, was when you go to those HBCUs and you go to the homecoming and stuff like that, and you got the high school band kids that's there, they can't go to these clubs. They can't go to all of these other places. So we DJ for them in the hotel, in the ballroom. Give them something to do. It worked out fine. What happened was, at the time, was here comes another DJ. I don't remember who it was, and if I did, I would say it right now. That comes along and was doing everything at below cost. We were already doing it cheap, but they started doing it below cost. Instead of coming to us and be like, hey, how can we get part of it? We could have got them in touch with someone else at another school, and they would have been making the same money that we had. But I looked at it at a long term. I'm like, how long is it from Miami to Tallahassee? How many miles that is on average? About 4 something?
About 4.5 miles. I mean, 4.5 hours.
How many miles?
Oh, no, it's 8 hours, ain't it?
6 and 15
6
minutes.
hours. No, stop.
15 minutes?
Don't get yourself in no tickets. It's 400 and something miles though, right? Am I right on that part?
Yeah, a little bit more.
Okay, so little over 400 miles. I'm not driving no 400 miles plus for X amount of dollars. That was one. There was another time we were doing stuff at another school. We were doing a prom. All of a sudden, oh, we can't pay that. Well, y'all paid this last year. We didn't go up on the price. Oh, well, we found somebody else to do it for $275. A prom? Okay, that's cool. Not a problem. Go ahead. We got too many of us that's trying to beat us
Undercut, yeah.
at our own games and stuff.
Instead of working as a collective.
Exactly,
Three
exactly.
strands are much stronger than one strand. But then that brings us to a whole nother realm in terms of money and businesses and even starting businesses or how you deal with money, because I keep going back to that thing of lack. Why do our people feel like if you know your product is not substandard or your service is not substandard, why do you feel that you have to be cheap? Why do you feel that? Because let me tell you something, other cultures, their product can be crap as soon as you get it and take it out of the bag, it can be broken.
But because it's you,
you're gonna pay top dollar for it,
mm-hmm.
and they charge you top dollar with no hesitation, demonstration, or eye blinking. But we as a people, we always feel like we have to price our products so low just to get business. Let me tell you something. One sale is proof of concept.
Yep.
I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but do not discount your products and services just because people want you to. Let me tell you something. You want to roll with the big dogs, you have to start thinking like a big dog, and you need to price your products and services just like they do. Because 9 times out of 10, because a lot of us operate in the spirit of excellence, our stuff is better anyway.
Exactly.
I'm
one of my business
saying.
when I was doing mobile detailing. Yes, Peaches. Preach, you preaching.
Man, look at here.
You
Go
know,
ahead.
you guys get me passionate. So
Come on.
Let me get off the soapbox.
Yeah, made me catch the Holy Ghost up in here. Yeah.
Hang on. Let me get this out the way as well, because being that Peachy said that, I was going to come on with another part. Don't sit up here and sell yourself short for none of it. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you an experience again. A good friend of mine came on the show. Richard, y'all heard him on a phone call a couple of weeks ago. Richard put me on to some business clients. After a while, he told me, he said, I see that you're finna move on from that. Don't get comfortable with it, but you're gonna want more. So this is not gonna be your regular clients. Almost 2 years later, certain ones I see myself, okay, well, I can't do that no more because they're not. I'm raising my standards, so I got to raise my money. They don't want to raise. They don't want to raise to that part as far as paying me what I want. And if you got to sit up here and prove your worth to some people, then that might not be the clients.
That's not your target audience. That's not your clientele. And thank them kindly.
That's not it.
And keep it moving for the people that's going to pay you what you're worth.
And he even broke it down to me. He said, well, there's going to be some times that you might not have no gigs and you might want to go back to it. Well, I beg to differ, because there was some times that I didn't have gigs, and what I did, I spent family time with that. So do I miss it? No. It's either I'm going to continue evolving and they're going to evolve with me and push me to that level, or it'll be like a season and they'll be left behind. Simple as that.
One of the things people don't realize is that, and I guess this is with anything, but we're specifically talking about money. But yes, Madea, I'm talking about you doing hair. Because some people have a gift and they don't capitalize on that gift. So yes, I'm calling you out, Madea.
Hang on. I think we had this conversation before.
Yes.
So why are we doing it again?
Because somebody just sent me a text. Yes, I'm putting you out there, cuz.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you out there now. So in the comment section, you can respond at any time. What's stopping you? Why you haven't? Simple. Why you haven't?
Mindset. lack mindset.
Change the people that you're around. Change your mindset.
Correct, but you have to, and that goes back to, remember we were talking about investing in each other or investing in ourselves. When you are in a position where you may not have the as much business as you want, that is the time for you to put those things in place to get ready for the next harvest. That's the time, that's your downtime to make sure your processes and all that stuff are in order. Do the work. Make sure you have the tools. Make sure you have a website so folks can find you. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all go ahead. Give me a second. Y'all go ahead. Give me a second.
We always need that downtime to get stuff in order. You can't always be on. And so when that happens, as you're elevating your clientele and you're elevating your prices and your services, make sure you take the time so that you can not have to plateau, but that you can meet that client. Because what if you go viral? Do you have the capacity to handle 50,000 orders? As business people, we don't think about those things. And so if you get 50,000 orders of your product or whatever, do you have the capital? And if you don't have the capital, do you have a mechanism in place to be able to get that capital really quickly to fill those 50,000 orders and then be able to pay that capital off? See, a lot of people don't think about that in terms of business. They just want the business, but you have to, in the background, hope that you have to prepare yourself for that level that you want to be at. So instead of wishing that you're at that level, you have to already start operating at that level and make sure when it hits, you're ready for it. It's a shame if it comes and you're not ready. You always want to be ready.
And that's what one of the things where we were saying earlier. Sometimes you have to surround yourself with the right people with the right knowledge, so that like I have friends that's not quite there from a knowledge standpoint, and like I stay connected. I try to stay connected as much as possible. Like, okay, with the car wash thing, I used to do the car wash thing. I have my own business doing a car wash, and even to this day, my clients, they still be hitting me up. I ain't washed cars like probably a year since the pandemic started. You know what I mean? And my clients, they just that loyal to me till they still hit me up because I provided I did a quality job.
Service.
You know what I mean? Quality service. They leave the key to the house. They give me the garage or whatever. You know what I mean? And they just trust me like that and so forth because I do a great job. And my point is this: like I'm trying to elevate, a couple buddies of mine that does the same thing to where we can start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Where they got the where they do food trucks, where we just get a lot, where they do the food trucks, have people get get their car washed and go get some food and just relax, take a walk, a stroll, or whatever. You get where I'm coming from? All in one.
Every
you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get with the city, couple city people or whatever. I know they supposed to be doing something in Lauderhill, the city of Lauderhill, with the food trucks this Thursday. I think you posted
matter of fact, Red. Hang on, yeah, I got a commercial for that real quick. I got a flyer for that. Hang on, shout out to Andre Roberts. Andre Roberts representing the DMV right now. He said,
Andre Roberts.
He said, what are we talking about? We are talking about money, ways to get money, and we got on the subject of why. One, for people procrastinating. I'm going to call you out, my dear. You're procrastinating.
But sometimes you need that. Like I remember what I was saying earlier, you need that person in your corner to motivate and to pull. This is my point where I was like I was saying, I'm going back and I'm pulling my brothers up and I'm trying to put my brothers on, you know what I mean? And teaching them, the business side of everything, because I noticed their prices was extremely low for the job that they do, and I'm like, bro. Well, let
me jump on this with you, Mo. Let me jump on this with you real quick. I got somebody who I haven't spoken to in a while, but he was also doing mobile car wash, but he was not doing like you said. You got some of the guys that go out there and do like $10 a car, whatever, and how many cars you got to do in one day just to make a decent living? This other guy here, on the other hand, said no. He was not going to do no low budget cars, and if the people didn't want to pay, then fine. Let me tell you who he ended up started doing stuff for. he was doing stuff at Diddy house, Scott Storch. And when he took pictures and sent it to me, it was like, bro, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. Scott Storch, he was doing all high-end vehicles, which ended up being less work than the low-end vehicles. I'm gonna explain why. The high-end vehicles, they mainly kept all of their stuff up, as far as you ain't had to go in between the seats and get all the stuff out of there, because they wasn't eating in no $150,000 Porsche. They wasn't eating in no Hurricane Lamborghini and stuff like that. It was less work to do with that, but the pay was a whole lot better. Exactly. And the same thing that you were saying, they gave him access to the. Matter of fact, he did TI. They gave him access to the for the garage and stuff. He come in, he put in the code, It was just him and his guy go do that. He was not bothering with the low end stuff. And it's kind of the same way where I'm at now compared to where I was at then. I grew up DJing around Uncle Al and all of that other stuff when Uncle God rest in peace, may his soul rest in peace. But when Al was staying on 6-8 Terrace and 15th next to the alley, here was Love, go do a party. Love, go do a party. We were doing part. This is going way back to 1989, 1990, and we was going out there doing stuff for $100. Now you can't get me to go nowhere for no $100 because
you don't charge enough. But that's a whole other conversation.
Back then, let me tell you, back then, because I did not know better. I know better now. So when you know better, you do better.
Do better, exactly. And so that's what I was saying. We have to uplift. We have to uplift each other. Even though I'm not doing the
all right, DJ Underground.
Right now, even though I'm not doing the mobile detailing now, what I did is, you want to I refer him, but you know what I mean. I kind of like peeped him. I watch how he worked, and I just, you know what I mean. And I knew he was undervaluing himself. So basically, like the gated communities that I had, I passed them over to him. You know what I mean? Because I'm not doing it when I sold my van or whatever.
Now, let me ask you this. Is he doing it at the same price that you were doing it for?
He is. And I told that's the key. I said, do not undervalue yourself.
So now you kind of help him, because once you gave him a taste of, okay, well, hey, instead of doing it this many cars per car or whatever, he's not going to want to go back to it no more.
He's not going to go back to it.
No.
He ain't going to go back to it.
But my question is, and I guess this is just me, the way I think, I appreciate you passing it on to him. But in my mindset, because you already had that clientele, I see you could have made that an enterprise, and he could have been your employee.
That's what I was thinking.
You know what? From a business standpoint,
and then you could have charged even higher prices to pay
on the next one that comes in.
And you could have expanded your services. I'm sorry, y'all. I done put on my business hat. Let me take it off. I'm done.
No, keep it on. Keep it on.
I'm done.
Right.
Remember, I told you, Peachy, once we start talking about money, some people might not be able to handle that, but that's fine though. The thing is, when I used to sit there and listen to my brother is real big on finances. Even though I'm older, he's younger. He's real big on finances. He's helped my sister. He's taught me a lot of things, and I'm still learning things today. A lot of people from when I got let go from work June 2008 was trying to sit up here and figure out, well, how you doing this and how you doing that? Stop trying to figure out how I'm doing it. Go out there and create your own business. You go out there and do something, and then you can see how it is. I can honestly say now, compared to when I was working before at Arnell Carriers, there was some weekends that I might work a lot harder in that weekend than I worked that whole 40 hours a week or whatever, how many hours I did that week or whatever. But the reward is all mine. Yes. It's not going to somebody else's company, another supervisor, another CEO or whatever. Everything that's there is all mine. All mine.
Well, one thing I can say, especially, and I keep trying to tie this into money. That's the writer in me, I guess. When we as a people, the way we deal with the money and the way we look at money, I think we look at it differently than other cultures. I think we look at it as something that must be consumed and not something that we're supposed to nurture and let it grow. And sometimes that hurts us the most. And so now I'm tied into business. And so a lot of times, not only do we discount ourselves in terms of how we charge for our services and everything, but we don't think strategically at first. And I can say that for a while, I didn't think strategically. I mean, and you guys know, like I work really, really hard, you know, I'm always working, but now I work a lot smarter because I have so many things going on. But if you don't have people around you that you can say, well, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? And people who can kind of help position you where you need to be, you're always going to be in that struggle mindset. And not only is that going to come from your products and services, but that's also going to be the way you deal with money. You're always going to feel like you're in that struggle mindset, and you're always going to overwork yourself because you feel like you'll never have enough, or you feel like you can't do better, or you are scared to charge what you're worth because you don't think anybody is going to buy it. But once you change your mindset, because you know your worth, or you know that you that person, those people will come. Those people will come sooner than you think. So it won't be hard to say, no, this is my rate. And a lot of times when people, sometimes you're dealing with people and you tell them your rate, and a lot of times and I think this is what frustrates me the most. We will try and nickel and dime somebody and try and negate their worth or negate their credentials or negate whatever, but you'll go right over to Sally Sue and she charge you double and you'll pay it. And again, it's a lot of that is because we have been conditioned to believe that our people can't charge the most, or our people have no business charging this because we're inferior.
They feel like we're not worth it.
Correct.
And I've been through that several times. I've turned down a lot of events. I've even had one that hell, she might be on here right now, but hell, if you're watching, then I'm talking to you then.
Then we talking to you then.
Right.
Someone hit me up, hey, can you do this event for me? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, it's going to be 4 hours. Okay, fine. I gave her a price. Oh, what happened to $25 an hour?
What?
Yes. Now, let me explain something.
That was 10 years ago. What?
No. That was 1989, 1990. Let me explain something. And me and another DJ got into it. No, he probably here on Facebook. Well, no, he's not on Facebook right now. One of the local DJs from down here, I'm not going to call his name or whatever, got into it, and he told me, oh, you think you all that? You charge too much. Let me explain how the charge too much conversation went. The $25 an hour thing, that was just maybe 2 years ago that somebody asked me, what happened to $25 an hour? I said, sorry, man, but I haven't charged that price since the late 80s, early 90s. Again, I know better, I do better. My experience wasn't that great then, but it's better now. It's way significant now than it was back then. So you'll pay for my experience. I'm not coming to you with no hood stuff. That's one, first and foremost. So the conversation with the other DJ saying that I charge too much, I said, let me explain something to you all. Let me ask you a question. When you started your job, after 90 days, you got a raise, right? He said, yeah. After a year, you got another raise, which was a cost of living, and they evaluate you as far as your work level. And he has a government job. I'm not going to call his name because a lot of people know him. And I said, after you got that, you got your raise every year, right? He said, yeah. I said, okay, so you own your DJ business, right? He said, yeah. Why are you not in charge of giving yourself a raise? Why are you just charging just barely above what you were charging back then? And this is 2021. Well, at the time, it might have been 2000 when we had the conversation, and he got upset with me. Nah, you're just charging too much. Well, here's the deal. Let me break it down some more then. Since he felt like I was charging too much, we're going to play spades of spades and ace of ace and whatnot. Numbers never lie. I don't care how you do it. 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2. 2 + 2 will always equal 4. If he's doing a party, and I'm giving the same scenario that I'm telling y'all, he's doing a party, and just for the benefit, let's say he charged $200 to do a party, a kid's party. You did one for $200, you did another one for $200, because you have multiple systems that you're able to do that. Once you do that, okay, fine. You did $400 in the daytime. Now you got nighttime, 8 o'clock. I'm just giving y'all some scenarios of what be going on. Nighttime come, he's still charging another $200 for another party from 8 to 12. He got another system that he also put out, charged another $200 from 8 to 12. So now you done.
So there's no night differential.
Hang on. That's $800 that he did for 4 parties. Okay, I can go do one wedding by myself. I don't have to pay nobody else unless it's a big wedding or something. I don't have to pay nobody else. I move all my equipment myself and all of this other stuff and still make more than what he do. So let's do the math real quick. You spent the whole day to do that, and I spent half the day, and I made twice as much as what he probably made.
And that's the way it should be. And
yeah.
You know what people
but
don't
yet
understand.
he no, his mindset is still stuck on, I'm charging too much. The reason why, and that's why I stop affiliating myself with a lot of the, I'm gonna just call it what it is, a lot of the street DJs, is because their mindset is still. A lot of the DJs might see me now. Oh, dang, Red, you still DJing? Yes, I don't do y'all stuff though, because what y'all doing
Yeah, but a lot of people
don't make sense.
understand.
No, they don't understand.
But people, okay, so if you've been in a profession for a long time, or you've been doing things and you are top notch in what you do, people are not paying you for your work. People are paying you for your expertise.
Correct.
And that's how you should charge. And I learned I was talking to a coach like a couple of years ago, and you start from your end goal. So if you want to make a certain amount of money that year, you start from that figure and work yourself back. So if I want to make this amount this year, total for the year, what is it that I have to do, and how many of whatever it is I need to do, how many products I need to sell, how many services I need to sell, whatever, to reach that number. And
Right.
That's how you start structuring your pricing.
Right.
I, even as a writer, like, people don't pay me for, they pay for my writing, but they're paying me for my expertise. So the price that I quote you, I could spend 10 minutes on your work. It's going to be top notch, but you're not paying me for those amount of minutes. You're paying me for my expertise.
Correct.
And I think if more people start thinking of themselves as, this is my field and I know what I'm doing, and start charging for their expertise as opposed to charging for a job, we will move out of the mindset lack and get into the abundance lack, like the other cultures. Because I'm telling you, it is such a vast difference between our people and other cultures and how they charge us.
Of course.
It's amazing. And until we get it right, our kids are never going to get it right, which means the cycle is going to repeat itself and perpetuate itself over and over and over.
Well, I'm gonna go back to there was a company I used to work for, not the R&L one, before that, and there was a guy there was one of the owners, actually. I was there when the company first started. One of the owners, he was a contractor, as well as we were doing hurricane protection at the time, which was shutters and armor screen and all this other stuff. And we were talking about money with something, and he said, if I'm not mistaken, I think his goals, he said his goal was, if he's doing a contracting job or whatever, he already has in mind, well, hey, this is going to take me this amount of time. I want to make $300 a day. I want to make $500 a day on these jobs and blah, 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 and whatever. and that's going to be after he pays everybody. And when I started listening to him, the more I started understanding, okay, well, I don't want to be messing with the low end stuff no more. Kind of like what Mose was saying about with the other guy, doing the low end stuff. That's when I started stepping my game up. Now, when I really started pushing stuff was, again, at this same job, the office manager that was there, I was ready to quit DJing, and music is in my blood. I was ready to quit because I was making good money at this job. That was one of the highest paying jobs that I had. Unfortunately, the company went under, but I was ready to quit DJing. And the office manager pulled me aside. She was like, why you want to do that? Look at all the money I'm making here. And she said, well, do you like DJing? Or do you love DJing? I said, yeah, I love music and all of that. So she said, well, why do you want to stop? I'm making more money here. I'm not making as much money as I want to make doing the DJ stuff. And she said, well, no, don't stop DJing. Just change your clients that you're DJing for. Ooh. Yep. Yeah. When she told me that, I sat there and I thought about it for a second. I said, you know something? You're right. And that's when I said, okay, fine. I'm going to start being more diverse, which that's another thing that Richard told me. Be more diverse, diversify my business. I'm not going to limit my business. And I stopped limiting the music that I play. And that's one of my mottos right now is if I limit my music, I limit my money. Right. So when, Peachy, you mentioned something about a bar mitzvah earlier. I've done that. There's not too many DJs of us, black DJs.
They black.
That can do bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs. You can't put them in front of a Caucasian crowd and they are going to prevail on the end. They'll freeze. They wouldn't know what to do.
That's our second poll question of the day. If you're a business owner, how do you deal with money? How do you price out your products and services? And how is that working for you? Do you charge for your expertise? Do you feel like you're being undervalued by your clientele? Are you willing to walk away because all money's not good money? So that's our second poll question of the day.
All of that. You could put that up on there, Peachy. You could put that up on there. I've walked away from high-end weddings. One of them because I felt like the groom was being a groomzilla. I wasn't used to that. I'm used to bridezillas.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a groomzilla. I've walked away from that, and I'm talking about weddings that were paying 4 figures easily without no problem. The problem wasn't even the money. The problem was I didn't want to. You're not going to put me up under a microscope and then expect for me to perform flawlessly, and you're going to sit there and scrutinize every little thing that I do. I'm not going to do that. That's one. I will walk away from it. I had no problems with walking away from it. I've done that several times now. I want to be able to do events where I'm comfortable with it. I don't have to worry about it. No, you're not going to sit there and nitpick everything and, stupid question. What made me walk away from it was stupid questions like, well, what if your laptop crashed? Okay, I got another one. Well, what if that crashed? I have a tablet to continue doing stuff until I get the laptop back up and running. Well, what if that crashed? And my response was, well, hell, what if the stock market crashed?
You're just providing a service, so you shouldn't have answered that in the first place.
Well, but that was when I did not know. I did not know then. This was some years ago. I did not know. So with that being said, I sat down one night. I was at Chili's on 199th Street at 2nd Ave in Miami Gardens. That used to be our favorite spot, me and my sister. I had me 2 Blue Long Island iced teas, and I sent him a real nice email and CC'd his fiance into it. And from then she was like, she hit me up the next day. No, Red, I want you. Listen, you got some issues that you and your fiance need to work out or whatever. I don't think I'm a good fit. I recommend somebody else, but I don't think I'm a good fit. And I've learned to, if you're not going to respect the business then or respect my business then no, that's fine. I have no problem with walking away from anything.
And I mean, and I, in the poll question, so let me reframe that a little bit. Even this goes beyond business owners, because everybody's not cut out to be a business
No.
owner,
Nope.
but
Nope.
everybody's cut out to manage their money
Yep.
the right way. So even if you have a 9 to 5, think about how you deal with your money. And even if you're working a 9 to 5, start thinking of yourself as your own enterprise while you're in your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And think of your paycheck as the money you're getting from your enterprise. That way you'll be more conscientious about how you spend your money and what you do with your money, even though you have that steady 9 to 5, because things fluctuate for business owners. So, and I don't want to leave the people out who have 9 to 5s, because trust me, ain't nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. My
Nope,
9 to
nothing
5
at
that
all.
I used to have financed my business for a long time before I just was like, I'm leaving. Some people like their 9 to 5, but it's what we do with our money when we feel like it's consistent and it's constant. A lot of times people waste money because they're so dependent. And I think that happened with the pandemic. People were so really comfortable. That's the word. People were comfortable with the money that they were getting from the 9 to 5, that they were really thrown for a loop when things happened with the pandemic and they didn't have that money anymore. Or if their salary got cut in half because the company had to downsize to do some other things because they weren't having the business and the revenue. So if we as a people start thinking of ourselves, because I know a lot of people in other cultures, this is what they do, even if they work a job. They think of themselves as their own enterprise while they're working at 9 to 5, and they're doing things with their money to grow their enterprise, which is them.
Right.
So it's a little self-serving, yes it is, but you're thinking about your star player, which is yourself. We're our own star players, and how we deal with money kind of shapes or reshapes how our futures are going to be. So, yeah, that part.
And being in business for yourself, you have to have thick skin. You have to be able to accept constructive. The key word is constructive criticism.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And moving forward, you know what I mean? Because if you keep in mind, like big businesses, the customer is always right. You're there to provide a service, you know what I mean? And take,
That's
you know,
a lot.
it's okay to give me constructive criticism, you know, because like when I QC them cars, because like I said, I worked in the pharmaceutical for years, I would do a double take, triple take around the cars and do a QC, double take, triple check the car, and then I tell the customer to do the same thing, because maybe it's something that I missed. That, you know what I'm saying? They said, well, can you get the mirror or wipe the window, because the windows always is one of the hardest things. You always have little streaks and stuff. I don't get mad. I don't get upset. You know what I'm saying? Some of them want different things done, so you have to be able to accept that little, critique in your job. You know what I mean? In your profession. Right. That will make you stand out more than and keeping it professional at all times.
With
just
a smile.
Yeah, and with that being said, a lot of us business owners, I'm gonna speak for me. Sometimes you got to put your pride aside and deal with that client, because you know that if you get that client, there's going to be more to come. With one of the other job that I was telling you about with one of the owners or whatever, I moved up as supervisor within like the first month and a half to 2 months. I moved up as supervisor. And one of the things was, because we were doing hurricane protection, and it was the middle of hurricane season, people want their products out. They want their stuff up before a hurricane hit or a tropical storm hit. If y'all from South Florida, y'all know what I'm talking about. And we would always get these crazy customers that would cuss everybody out in the office. But when I go there, I talk to them, I smile, and I make them feel real, real good. And they would I've never had not one customer disrespect me or be upset with me when I leave there. I make sure that they're feeling good. I've took everything what I've learned with that, and I've applied it with where I'm at right now.
Applicable to what you do.
Exactly. So dealing
That's exactly how you do it.
dealing with brides and stuff. Well, I want this way and doesn't. Not a problem. We can do it this way. I'll give you another example with playing music, playing profanity music. You might know me and another DJ had a conversation about that the other day. Dude, I don't know how to handle this or whatever. Well, you can talk to the bride this way. Hey, listen, I got the songs that you want, but your grandma gonna be there. We're gonna have kids there. Why don't we put that off until the last hour of it, and we can just go as ratchet as you want to be there. So certain things like that, your approach on that could change how a person thinks on that versus just, nah, I ain't gonna play it. Nah, that's not me. That's not me. And in fact, that conversation came up on Facebook before in one of the Facebook groups and stuff like that. I try to just handle people with respect, and they usually handle me back with respect the same way. And a lot of times it works out fine.
So, what is the audience saying? What are our, because we just get on a tangent. I am so sorry, guys. I'm apologizing for the three of us. We just get on a tangent and start talking. And does anybody have anything to say?
I see Medea put out there, welcome for running to the ice tray where opinions matter. Come in and chat with us. Your voice matters to us. Tell a friend and share. The house that Red built, that's me. Doors are always open for new family members. We are a family that prays together, and we sure enough do.
Absolutely.
She said she was typing too fast. Not a problem. I'll hold that against anybody. Matter of fact, since we're a little bit past the top of the hour right now, let me run these other commercials real quick, and we're gonna come right back, and then we're gonna close it out. All right.
Check out the latest member of the MSC Network. That's right, Melissa Jane Live is now on the MSC Network each and every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss this show. I'm telling you, it is hot. She featured the latest and the hottest and the greatest indie artists. That's right. She also have real talk, business features, interviews, and so much more. It's so informative. It's so much fun. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Melissa Jane Live Show. That's right, available on YouTube and Facebook as well. I'll see you there. Let's go. I know it's a lot going on in the world today, and that's why I created the Rich Live Show. That's right, this is the one place you can come and cast all your worries away. We have the best and the latest old school, new school music for your soul. I guarantee you come to the Rich Live Show on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you won't regret it. We make you forget about all the world crisis, and you have a good time with some good music, some great flashbacks, some new school, old school, all that stuff in between. I'm telling you, don't want to miss it. Be there. Let's go.
All right, and just for anyone that's in the Broward area tomorrow, make sure you check out Vice Mayor Denise Grant invites you to the Lauderhill Food Truck Roll. It's all going down at the Lauderhill Performing Arts Center, 3800 Northwest 11th Place, Lauderhill, Florida, 33311. It starts at 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., and they will have food, craft, and music. One of the DJs that I personally know, DJ Radcliffe. Make sure you go out there and check them out. Check them out. It's all going down on Thursday, this Thursday at the Lauderhill Performing Arts Center. Also tomorrow, y'all like Caribbean music? I know y'all like Caribbean music. Hell, I like Caribbean music. It's going to be going down tomorrow, the Wednesday Wind-Up Wednesdays, going down only on the Megasource Network. The link will be in the chat room shortly. It's going to be some great vibes. Kombat, reggae, soca, calypso. It's all going down tomorrow. Wine Up Wednesdays on the MSE network with yours truly, DJ Red. And I will be live tomorrow. So let me get back on here real quick. And we back on, ladies and gentlemen. So we at the top of the hour right now. Getting ready to close out in a little bit.
This was such a lightning conversation. We always have the greatest conversations.
Yeah, we do.
So I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate our audience because we always have fun when we come together on Tuesdays.
It is. It's good to see black folks get together without being like crabs in a bucket. I love my Peachy. I love my DJ Red.
There you go.
I love my audience. It's all good. You know what I mean?
Mose, give them your closing remarks real quick, and then we're gonna move on to Peachy and then me.
Oh, we can go ladies first.
Okay, ladies first. Peachy,
okay,
go ahead.
Well, this has been an amazing Tuesday, and I hope to see and hear you guys again next Tuesday. In the meantime, make sure you check out respectablyrawpodcast.com because we have a new episode up, and also check out my other podcast, Talk Like a Brand. And it's on Apple and anywhere podcasts are heard. So have an amazing, amazing week, and I will see and hear you guys next week.
All right, Mose.
All right. It was a blessing, man, just to be amongst like-minded individuals and, to have everybody tune in and chime in.
Hang on, Mo. Somebody, Medea was asking, are we having spoken word? Not tonight. Me and Mo will talk off the air, and we'll see if we can get her on next week.
Okay. Yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to, just to be a part of something, for like-minded individuals to come together on this platform and provide the necessary information, for everybody to, to utilize in their life. You know what I mean? So, just showing a different side of us, you know what I mean? The way it's supposed to be shown, you know what I mean? And we controlling our own narrative here on the Club Ice Trade. So I appreciate the platform. I appreciate everybody.
All right.
Love you, Mosey.
And I'm gonna put this out there. And I'm speaking to Medea and anyone else that is listening, whether you commented or not. Stop procrastinating on your gift. Because if you continue to procrastinate on your gift, hang on. If you there you see, that's what I'm getting at. You continue to procrastinate on your gift, he will take that gift from you and give it to somebody else who's more worthy. Stop procrastinating on your gift. If you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it. And I think that's one of the problems with us folks. We scared to ask for help. So if you need help, get in touch with the right people for it. But be mindful. Don't be telling your dreams or having people proofreading. Don't be having blind-minded people trying to proofread your dream. That's what I'm getting at.
Thank you. And have them sign an NDA.
Yes. Don't be having blind-minded people proofread your dream. And I'm going to say that, but I say that because of this. You can't tell your dreams to everybody. You can't explain everything to everybody because everybody is not going to see your dreams like the way that you see it. Don't have them coming around after the fact that you done made your dream come true as well. All right? So that's just it.
You might have to break down the NBA, the non-disclosure.
The non-disclosure agreement. Never go to a business meeting sharing your ideas without having the other party sign it.
Yes.
Which means that they can't take your ideas and
run with it.
They can't make money off your dreams. Mm-hmm. It's very handy. Use it. Period.
Yep. Pam said, "I receive it, Red, Reverend Red." Don't. Hey, I've been getting called that a lot lately. Don't let me start. I be in the Bible every day now. Anyway, let me not get on that. Let me get out because it'll be a whole nother church service in here, and I gotta find this app and be like, with the organist on there for when we gotta have that praise and worship thing going on.
Come on, somebody.
Let me stop. Until then, y'all, I'm getting ready to sign off on here. Let me see. No, I can't do the inspirational part. I'll shut it down and start it back up and do if y'all want to. I'll shut it down and start it back up with the inspirational. But until then, y'all, I'm gonna say peace. I'm up out of here. Be a blessing to another, and that blessing will come to you. And sometimes you might just have to step out and be that blessing for someone. Until then, y'all, your children one DJ Red. I am up out of here.
Love you guys.
We are
Peace
up
out.
out of here, rather.
We out of here. Peace.